Well, hello, good morning, good morning. Hear ye, hear ye. It is yours truly here once again, Candace, your favorite neighborhood scholar, here to deliver another message of wisdom based on my own experiences, expertise, and know how. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started because, honey, I have to record these videos outside, and today is a gloomy day in Texas, darling. For whatever reason. I mean, it's that time of the year. It's winter, you know. Game of Thrones winter is here, and so yeah, I don't really have a quiet space to record the way I would love to. So I have to create the space and the time to do these things. So I have a quick video. I have my notes here that I want to discuss. Had some thoughts on my mind last night, and I felt like it was imperative that I come and share and deliver what I felt or what I was compelled to express to those that are listening. Okay, so the title of the video is Protection Not Purgatory. And so, for those of you that don't know what purgatory is, it's AKA hell. Let me see if I had the. Let's see if I can. Let me go back and give you a definitive answer because I know y'all like definity, not divinity, but definity. There's a difference. Purgatory is a state of purification or temporary punishment for souls after death, where they are prepared for heaven. What? The terms come from the Latin word purgor, which means to purge. In the Roman Catholic Church, they believe that purgatory is a place where souls who die in God's grace can atone for their sins and become fit for heaven. The idea is that not all sins are equal before God and that some sins are less serious than others. That is interesting. That's the AI overview, so there might be that bullshit, but nevertheless, always more. Because how in the Bible I always make it seem like that purgatory is like once you die, you go to hell and that's it. Like you once you go to hell, that's where you stay. But this is saying that it is a temporary punishment for souls after they die. Death is not necessarily the literal form of death that as we know it, like passing on and being buried. Death is transformation. So that's why it's a temporary punishment. Death is to be transformed when your mind becomes renewed. When your spirit is cleaned of all your previous sins and transgressions. So you got to go to hell in order to be prepared for heaven. That's the remix, honey, because I never knew that. I just thought when they say go to hell, that means that's where you gonna stay. I didn't know you was coming back. I didn't know you get to come back. So hey, we all need redemption. I'm just gonna leave that right there. Yeah. So I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get on with my with my video. So according to my notes, all right. So these are the things that I have been through. Right, I've been through tremendous trials and tribulations in this life. Right, and if hindsight is 2020, most of us don't realize that when we are going through something, we feel like we are being attacked, and a lot of times we are. Right. Like we are being spiritually attacked. We are under spiritual warfare. We are going through psychological warfare. We are being gang stalked. We are being illegally surveilled. We're going through all of the things. But just like it is purpose for the enemy, there is purpose for God's child. That we all have a job to do here. And I think the more that we understand that, the less personal we take things. And I remember this lady I used to work with, her name was Tawana, Tawanda, and she was obviously my baby. Like, we just passing through here. Like, if and that's another thing that I'll be uploading here soon about, you know, being so attached to the outcomes and ideas of things. If you just learn to flow, it is a beautiful feeling. It can be hard because you may want what you want when you want it, but it's a different reality when you are able to just allow. So something that I remember I heard in one of the TD Jakes sermons, where he was basically said, just because you are anointed doesn't mean you won't experience affliction. And I guess at that time, you know, a lot of times we feel like, because, you know, maybe God light shines on us a little bit more than others, but we are God's children, and we know, you sit right hand to the man, so you feel like, hey, you don't have a right to question me. You don't have a right to, you know. Do you know who I am? I want to talk to people all the time. Like, do you know who I am? Like, do you understand what you're doing right now? Do you understand? But not realizing that they're completely aware. Number one, they're completely aware. Number two, it's more about you understanding who you are and understanding that, or understanding, as they say, that God never promised that every day would be a good day. God never promised that you wouldn't experience any bad things. That's why when people like try to curse God and be like, how could a God just sit there and have bad things happen? I'm like, did y'all really believe that his life is supposed to be good all the time? Like, there's never supposed to be a bad day. Like, we just supposed to be careful. No, you gotta blame Adam and Eve for that shit. He made it good. We was living rent free. We was on a vegetarian diet. Okay, we used to walk around this motherfucker naked. We could do what we want. We didn't have to work. He did make it. Hello. He made it. He did do it that way. He didn't. His original plan wasn't supposed to suffer. I don't think the original plan was that he had us in mind was for us to be doing manual labor and working 9 to 5s and living in high-rise condos, is destroying the ecosystem and causing global warming. Like, I don't think that was his plan. I don't think that's how it started. When we go back to Genesis, I don't think that's how it started. That's just my opinion. Nevertheless, we're here now, and almost 2025, and things are the way they are. So all we can do is continue to press forward. I have come to realize that you have to create the reality that you see fit for your life. It's less about the world and other people. Like, something that I thought of the other day was like, what if Revelations is talking about the world that's ending? It's like, what if, okay, in psychology, they teach us that the world that you see that's reflected out to you, that you actually see, is a reflection of your subconscious mind, and that you create your own reality. So if everybody is creating their own reality, it's 8 billion people in the world, we're all simulating what we believe to be reality, but it's really what's happening within our own mind. What is really reality? What is really happening? What is really real? And I know that sounds crazy, but in the large, like, because we're all, they say that's why they say we live in a parallel universe. Like, what's happening now maybe happening, let me not get too deep in that. Let me not get too deep into that. Because I don't want to go too far, and then people are like, what? I'll say this to say this. I believe in Revelations, like when they were just saying like the world ends. Maybe it's not the world, because the earth is gonna be here. The earth has always been here. The earth is going to continue to be, like, we could all drop dead today, and the earth is still gonna be here. So maybe it's not the world itself is gonna end. Maybe it's not fire and brimstone. Maybe it's not the flood. Like, that's why they say a lot of this stuff didn't happen. It was interpretation. It was theoretically speaking. Water represents emotion. So maybe people experience great famine because they were flooded with the emotions because of a lack of a relationship with God, because they were disconnected from that, because water is spirituality. It's also your spiritual body. So it's greater. In so many ways to interpret these things, but maybe the world ending is not necessarily your world, the world ending. It's your world. The apocalypse, the end of times, and maybe the end of time in your life. Once you get go through the chapters of the Bible, it's almost like, I hate to say this, but the 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 zodiac wheel. Like, you go through the different houses of the zodiac, and there's different levels of personal development that you have to go through. So they say, you have a Job season, and then different things that you have to experience. And maybe all of us have been a Joseph at one point in time. We've all experienced a Judas, and all of these different things. Like, maybe it's not what you think it is. Maybe it's personal development. It's just a tool for us to use in order to just continue to assist us on our ascension journey to become the best and the highest version of ourselves. It's less about the religious aspect and more about the path and the walk of being better human beings. And so with that, you have to understand that a lot of things that you experience is really for your protection. So I'll speak about my own situation. And I got some points here. I'm gonna try to, like I said, I really try to get these down to like 30 minutes, but it's just never gonna happen. So, oh well. I just feel like I need to say what I need to say, because like I said, I don't have enough time to really do the things that I want to do. So I'm gonna have to make it work. So, for example, me, like my housing situation, and I've talked about the situation with me dealing with homelessness. Like, as much as I hate this whole experience, having to live in shelters has been absolutely awful. I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing good that I can say about any of it. However, I will be grateful, because considering the type of things that I have been protected from, because had I been on the street, I more than likely would have died. And that's being said because there have been a lot of people that have went out of their way to have me hurt. Whether that's family, that's friends, and people that I've just come across through this whole situation. There have been a lot of people that sit in high places that do not want me here, because I know a lot of things that they feel like I should not know. And I speak about things that have happened to me that a lot of people want to stay hidden. However, I'm the person that's had to experience it, and so I'm not going to be quiet about things that I feel like need to be said. Like, people need to be held accountable for their actions. So if my truth offends you, then obviously you've done something you have no business. And so I don't like being in a shelter, but like I say, the shelter is just that. It's a shelter. That's, basic necessities: food, shelter, clothing. And I thought about, well, had I gotten on my feet and got a house and gotten the things that I wanted in my life, more than likely I probably also would have died, because the apartment that I had, I was having so many problems with the shady landlord, and people putting cameras in my house, and people coming into my house robbing me. It literally gave out a key to my house for people to come in and steal from me while I was gone. There was cameras placed in my house so they could live stream my life and make hundreds and thousands of dollars off of me behind the scenes. There was people coming in poisoning my food, to where I had to constantly throw out my food, and a lot of times I would have to stay in the house because I was terrified in some aspect. It became so unsafe. But as much as I want to have my own space and want to be on my own, it wasn't safe anymore. And so at the end of the day, even though I don't like being somewhere, at least I know it's safer than where I was. It wasn't safe for my mental health. It's not safe for my personal well-being. but it's for my personal safety. As far as being in danger, it is better than being on my own. And I remember hearing this girl say that a lot of times people that die, they end up, the people that live alone, they die alone. And then nobody finds their body for like 2 weeks till the body starts rotting and shit. People like, oh, she lived alone and nobody ever knew it. She never talked to nobody. See, I learned that from my mama, who never wanted no friends and never wanted to go nowhere, never wanted to do anything, and never wanted to talk to people and never wanted to talk about her problems. Okay. And then one day you're just gonna start rotting from the inside out and nobody's gonna know what's going on with you. So you gotta learn how to deal with a lot of things. So a lot of times you feel like this is hell, and it is. It's uncomfortable living with people you don't know and people that are weird and psychopaths that got mental health issues. But you're still alive. It means you still got work to do. I went through an eviction, and which I don't even believe was legitimate. I don't believe they actually went through the process of it. They just created paperwork and tried to basically force me out of my home. And as much as I wanted to try to contest, I was like, no, it's just time to go. Like, that's one thing I've learned, that when you really are connected with God, he always lets you know. He always know when to blow the whistle. Like, you need to get up out of there. Like, like he will send me sign. You need to go. You need to pack your shit and leave, like, immediately. Like, it's never going to get better. This is not where you need to be. These people are not good for you. That's not your friend. It's a no. And I'm talking like where I was living at, like these people have plotted some very, very terrible things. And so me being there by myself, if something would have happened, they could have just made it look like it was an accident. That was the goal, was to make it look like, oh, it was just a robbery. She's a single woman that lived by herself and she just got robbed. And being a black woman in California and San Diego, honey, they don't care. They would have just scooped you, scraped you right on up to you to the morgue, put a toe tag on you. You were unidentified person. Nobody knows what happened. People gonna collect their insurance money and people gonna go about their life. So when it's time to go, it's just time to go. Don't worry about all the other things. Up next, along with, the harassment that I experienced and losing my place in California, I have been under severe surveillance by the police. A lot of that has to do with people filing fake reports. A lot of it has to do with the whole trafficking situation and not being willing to succumb to being forced into prostitution and being forced to fit the narrative that has been broadcasted to the world. Because I don't lie. I don't have to. I don't have to lie about any aspect of who I am, and I won't start. I don't. If I did, I did it, and if I didn't, I did not. So that's just the way it is. However, as much as you may think like, hey, this is illegal surveillance and this is a violation of my civil rights, hey, the motherfuckers can't say you did shit. So as much as people want to say you're doing this and that, hey, I've been followed for how many years now? What have I done, baby? People want you doing all this stuff, but hey, I'm literally followed by choppers every day. I'm literally followed by the police to the grocery store, like wherever I go, I am followed by security, the police, somebody, everywhere I go. It don't matter. I'm followed everywhere I go. Gang stalked by everybody. So that's why I say, as much as people want to say like, oh, she's committing a crime, like hell, you was watching me the whole time. I mean, let me know you were there. Let me know what happened. Cause I was just sitting there eating lunch. I was just sitting there just minding my business. Shit. Let me know. And the gang stalking that has gone on. That started probably back in like 2018. So it's been going on for a long time now. The being followed around, harassed in the grocery store. Being overcharged for food. So it's not just people, like it's businesses. So wherever you go like that, either they overcharge you, they'll raise the prices on things that you buy regularly. They will treat you like a thief, so they will always like either follow you around. They will block certain aisles so you can't get by and try to box you in so they can hover over you. Just all of these things, and I've come to learn that it's not purgatory, it's character building, because I have come to accept that in order to be a leader, you're gonna have to deal with difficult people. You're gonna have to deal with people that get on your nerves. You're gonna have to deal with people that make you mad, that make you want to beat their ass. And you're gonna have to deal with the people that have low IQs, that are mentally ill. Like if you're gonna run a kingdom or empire, you got to learn that there are all type of people in this world. And as much as you want to say, hey, I want to be over here with these type of people, I think in order to really elevate, you got to learn how to deal with everybody. It sucks, but you got to learn how to deal with all type of people. That's just the way it is. That's what makes a good leader is having patience and understanding and compassion for all people. That is the walk of Jesus. It didn't matter if you were sick, if you was a hoe, if you was a drunk. It didn't matter. The walk of Christ is having tolerance for all people. It sucks, but that's where the work on yourself comes in. Up next is the financial. So as I've talked about before as well, like finances, going through being frauded, the identity theft. Before I moved back to California, I worked with a pastor, and I was just talking about how I was just been having a really hard time finding work or whatever. And he was just like, maybe it's not because it's hard to find work, it's just if you are truly growing spiritually, you're not going to really be able to work in corporate America anymore. And I think that's just a pill that we all got to swallow. Like if you're going to evolve and advance and really, really evolve spiritually, it's going to be hard for you to work in corporate America, especially in certain places. There is so much corruption in California. Like it is so much underhanded, devious shit going on. Like my heart was just too tender to live there, regardless of the orchestrations that was happening. Like the foundation and the roots of that place is rotten. Even though I know a lot of things was staged, but it's also like I look at the foundation and the people and the culture, and it's just like it's a no for me. It was a no. But as far as like the fraud and identity theft, like people, I think their goal was to commit all these crimes and then try to blame the crimes on me. It's like, baby, listen, look at where I'm at. You can check the bank accounts. I don't have no secret accounts in the Philippines, honey. I ain't been nowhere. I don't even have no passport. Not yet. I mean, where am I going? Where have I been? Like I say, everybody's been watching me. I've been under surveillance. I'm getting stalked and followed every day. Where am I going? These people really think like I got some hidden safe full of millions of dollars somewhere. It's like, no, or I would be gone by now. Like, trust and believe me, as soon as the angle lands, I'm leaving. Like, it's a no. Like, nobody's gonna be living in no shelter if no. I'm not one of those type of homeless people that got a whole bunch of money but just want to be homeless. No. Candace likes nice things. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But another thing that I had to come to terms with was like, there's paper trails everywhere. Like all the people that were involved that did all this shit to me, there's paper trails everywhere that you're not going to be able to clean up, honey. There's IP addresses that like there are, like, you think you're a hacker, there's a hacker for your hacker. Like whoever your favorite hacker is a better hacker than you. Okay, there's somebody that can bust down better firewalls than you. There's somebody that can do it better than you. Trust me, there's always one better. As bad as you think you are, there's always someone that stayed in school a little bit longer, took some more classes, that stayed a little late, came here early. There's always somebody that knows a little bit more than you do. That's why they say be humble and always remain a student. Because as soon as you get too big for your britches, that's when your ass get caught. And so I know that there's a paper trail for everything. There's text messages, there's group chats, there's just this thing has gone on for so many years. There's no way they can clean it up. There's no way you can fix it. There's no way you can act like you weren't involved. There's no way you can't say you didn't know. There's no way that you weren't involved. There's no way. And just like for me, I know that my hands have always been clean. That I never had nothing to do with this shit. That I never did nothing wrong to these people. That I ain't broke no laws. I ain't bothered nobody. All this shit on social media with these fake accounts. This nigga is still sending like this pervert is on my Instagram every day, going through my comments, liking comments from months ago from fake OnlyFans accounts. He literally gets online and pretends to be women and sets up fake nude accounts of women to get money. You know how low in your life you gotta be to do some shit like that? Like, I literally have a whole list, and this is the same thing that happened back in 2019 when all those fake ass group chats with my phone number in it. It's like this. I swear to God, if they ever confiscated this piece of shit laptop, you would see he probably has 2,000-3,000 fucking fake emails, probably thousands of fake online Instagram accounts, thousands. I'm serious. Like, that is fucking mental illness. That you are sitting here going through someone's comments and going on fake accounts and liking them, trying to make it seem like it's some type of connection when it's not, honey. I'm not connected to the porn industry. I'm not a prostitute. I've never been a sex worker. Never will I ever be. I've never done any type of activity of that nature to get money because I don't have to, bitch. I'm very well educated and highly skilled. I don't have to do that, nor will I ever. And that's just the way it is. I don't care. Like, I would rather be broke and be at a shelter than to go and sell myself, honey. It's just never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. So it is what it is. But that's what I'm experiencing now. I'm like, this psychopath is still sitting here tracking me every day, mirroring my phone, going through my text messages, going through my comments, trying to see who I'm talking to, has hacked my phone, has tapped my phone, has tapped my laptop, that mirrors back things, that deletes my emails. I mean, the mental illness is so fucking real. So this is why I don't even engage. Because you are dealing with somebody who is not right. So no matter what you say, it's never going to matter anyway. This is why I said it's protection. It's protection for you to go no contact. It's protection for you to move away. It's protection for you to delete your account and move on with your life. It is all protection. It is not purgatory. It is protection for you to start over. It is protection for you to do something new and to create a life that you want, that you desire. So with that, there has been on social media, that's another thing. That's how I know protection. There has been so many awful things that have been said about me. A lot of stuff, some stuff I've gotten wind of, a lot of stuff I haven't. I would say 95% of it I don't know nothing about. I have some ideas because of certain things that people have said. Because like they send these fake actors and they give people scripts and shit to come by you and say certain shit to trigger you, to make you say, you know, it's all a stage, right? And because even like today, this morning, like, that's how I know there's cameras in my room, because basically they know where you are in your room. So then that's when they tell people to come and stand by your door and have certain conversations so you can hear it. The lady that sits across from me will try to have conversations out loud to try to. It's just one big. They like I say, I've been through this for so long, for 8 or 9 years now. So it just don't hit the same. It don't really bother me like that, because I just put my earphones on and I move on with my day. That's just how I am. So with social media, I know that there are lots of group chats. I'm not on Facebook. So Facebook is ugh, that's a cesspool, honey. That's what the Goonies is at, honey. I don't be on no Facebook. But nevertheless, they are there, and that's why they have these secret groups and all these things that be going on. And see, Facebook is for people that can't really that can't really there's like Instagram people. You really gotta Instagram and TikTok. I mean, some TikTok is a little different, but I would say Instagram, in order for you to really like pop, like people gotta really deal with you. Facebook, that's your family, your friends, like people from high school, people like that actually know you. But to really pop on other social media accounts, that like you really gotta be bringing something to the table. That's what I noticed, especially now. Like Instagram is like a money tool. It's not that place where you can stunt in front no more. Like it's not that. Facebook is for the has-beens. Like nobody's reading that status, girl. Like nobody's there. But a lot of people use those sites and forums to do humiliation rituals, and they slander people. This is what they post up fake pictures. I know Reddit is another place as well as Telegram. So there's all these different sites that people use to humiliate other people. And I'm pretty sure my name has popped up probably more than once. I noticed that in every homeless shelter I've stayed at, pretty much what they do is they at least send one person in to go and spread the same information that they spread at the last place. And that's when it'll begin to get around, and then the lies will respread, and it's just basically everywhere you go, even if you try to start over, the lie will continue to spread. The same games will continue to be played with the gang stock. It doesn't matter. No matter where you go, this is what's going to happen. They're going to find out where you are, hacking through your shit, and here comes the same process. So a lot of stuff I don't see though. I remember back when I was still in Nashville. Like I remember it used to be a time I would try to find it, but then I never looked. I think a lot of those people think that people that gang stalk me, the people that have done all this shit to me, I think they believe that I actually like stalk their page and actually do what they do and create fake accounts to figure out what they doing. I think they believe that. They believe their own delusions that people are just like them. That people will sit here and create fake accounts. No, I'm creating another account so you can get out of my business. I'm creating another account so you can't have access to my personal information because you are foul. Like it's illegal. Why are you watching my fucking bank accounts? Why are you trying to figure out how much money I have? Why are you trying to track where I go? Some of this shit don't even be the police. It's just that weird motherfucker that think that's trying to keep me single. Like, motherfucker, I'm beautiful. I'm not going to be single forever. Like, you gotta get over it. Niggas gotta learn how to move on, or you gonna end up like Diddy. But that's too late. You already you bound on the same lines. Y'all about in the same brackets. You gotta learn how to let go and move on with your life, or you end up doing things you don't have no business. Also, a lot of things that have happened with this situation. There have been death plots. There has been gang rapes set up, because like I say, the person one of the main people that's involved in this situation is involved in the porn industry. And that's what these cults do. These covens and these cults engage in a lot of drugs and a lot of sexual activity. And so they record these people and they're selling all this shit on the dark web, and this is how they make their money. This is how they make their money, but through exploitation. This is what they do. Because I remember the times that I did watch, sexual activity. It's been a while, but I started to notice that a lot of the videos that I was seeing weren't professionally done. It was just people in like random hotels that's just doing shit, and they upload their shit, and that's how they get paid. It's not even like was it bronzer? It ain't even. It's so bad. But I'm saying it's not even people that is actually that are actually no. It's your neighbor next door. That it's homegirl across the street. Yeah, she's uploading her videos. A lot of people are being drugged. A lot of people are being drugged, and a lot of people are involved in a lot of things, and they don't know. They don't know what happened. So I've heard that about a lot of people that do meth. A lot of people that do meth. I heard it releases certain chemicals, and people get it, things happen, and things happen. So, and it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Up next, family. So, family. You can't spell family without lies. Some of us have been exiled from our families, which now I'm actually quite grateful for, because I'm like, honey, goodbye. Bon voyage, honey. Bon voyage. Goodbye. I never want to see you again. We were never really family like that, you know? And you think like, oh, I'm being pushed out, I'm being, exiled, I'm being ostracized. Some people were abused, honey. That's not your family. Then people don't love you like that. Anybody that can know these type of things are happening to anybody, not just me, but people that actually love you, and they know that these type of things. I think I've had enough Judases to last a lifetime, child. I promise you, I have. I have, honey. I've seen so many fake people in my life. My life, my life, my life, my life. It's the mean girls. Like, oh my God, like, you can't sit with us. Like, oh my God, like, oh my God, you can't, like, no. So these are the people with hidden intentions. These are the people that don't really like you like that. These are the people that have shady motives. These are the people that only come around because they can benefit from you. They just want to know your business. They want to pretend like they care, but they don't. These are the people that invite you over just so they can talk about you and then have little innuendos and inside jokes, but the joke's really on you. That's another form of humiliation. A lot of these people you don't really know. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they do. You don't know what they engage in. You don't know what type of people these people really are. They're not your friends. They don't have your best interest at heart. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to be successful or be more successful than them. They don't mind sleeping with your previous partner. Hell, they'll sleep with your main partner if the opportunity presents itself. I've had a lot of people do that. They want to be you so bad, honey. They will go and sleep with somebody you slept with. To, like, say I can get them too. Like, girl, is that what it? Is that what it was? I could have put it. I could have gave you a reference. If that was the case, I could have gave you a reference, honey. Because he is for everybody. He's for everybody. Uh, Everybody. And lastly, we're gonna talk about the community. The community where you live, whether it's your hometown, whether it's a place you relocated to. A lot of times you may not be accepted there either. You know, something that I notice is that if you are a godly person, there are probably some places you can't live. I think there was a guy, I don't know if he was on TikTok, he talked about certain states that have like certain portals. Like for me, I don't like New Orleans. I don't like New Orleans. Like I don't like that place. I don't. I went one time and I said I'll never go back. I don't like that place, and I don't like California either. Like I don't. If I had to do business there or something, I had to just get in and get out. I could do that, but as far as like living there or vacationing there or being there for an extended period of time, no. Like I can go somewhere and do business in the day and be gone by the afternoon. Like I don't want to just be no, absolutely not. I feel the same way about Atlanta. I've never actually been to Atlanta, but I know I ooh child. When they was having sex parties during COVID, that was just enough for me. Like these people was like ew. It be too much going on, and when it's too much perversion and too much loose, like I just no, I gotta go. I gotta go. This is not for me. I have to leave because people engage in sex rituals. I don't think people want to admit that, but that a lot of people engage in sex rituals. Like that's the thing now. That is what happens when you watch porn. That's why people have porn addictions because it's a demonic attachment. It's deeper than just sitting there watching people have sex. No, baby, it's words. It's energy harvesting, man. And if you don't understand that your real currency, like that's why a lot of people think like, oh, Candace don't have no job, she ain't got no money, but hey, baby, I have energy that is very valuable. That's why people try to harvest it. That's why people want to be friends and get next to me and want to randomly touch me and shit because I'm valuable. Okay, regardless of what people may think, say, or feel, baby, I am valuable. I may not have no money in the bank, but Candace is very wealthy. I don't think all of this surveillance and things is happening because I'm not. So let's be clear. Um, a lot of times in these communities, you may be judged or poorly judged, and that's unfortunate. Um, I believe that a lot of people in California, a lot of them, like I say, a lot of people engage in like wild sexual behavior. And it's not to judge them for their sexual choices. It's just I know that when you engage in illicit sex or deviant behavior, man, it strips you of your divinity, man. It does. Like the more people you involve, the more drugs you doing, all of this shit. I'm telling you, that you are more susceptible to demonic attachment, man. It is. And if you're dealing with somebody that's engaging in that type of stuff, that's doing porn or doing into selling themselves or dealing with people that sell themselves, you gotta think about that. You gotta think about that. And we'll have another commercial break here in a few minutes because obviously I'm going through more harassment. So it's always funny, I know, whenever it's out here, then all of a sudden, as soon as I come, here come everybody. But that's just the way it goes. Welcome to my life. Mm.
What are you studying? If I may interrupt, what are you studying?
I'm just minding my business.
Okay. I thought you were studying something.
That's exactly what I be talking about. I just can't sit here and mind my business. I just had to come up here and interrupt the video. Just had to come up here to make they gotta make a cameo, huh? Nevertheless, a lot of people are driven by money. A lot of people are driven by money, and because a lot of people don't feel adequate about the money that they have and they don't have, they're willing to do anything for it. And that's why I'm very grateful that even though I've gone through this experience of losing a lot, like I've never been like, I feel like if I can make $1 million today and lose it tomorrow, I can make $1 million the next day and be okay. Like I know my strengths. I know that I'm a talented individual. I know that I can go back. Like if a job called me today, I can go back to work tomorrow. I know that I just know who I am. I know I really believe in my heart that I am that girl. And so I know that life goes in waves. And so as I say, I don't be attached to shit like that. Like, okay, we lost today. We took the L today. We're going to take the L today. We're going to have to take the L tomorrow. But eventually, we're going to get that W. Eventually, we're going to get the W. Also, you got to understand, you might, even in communities, might experience, abuse, you know, especially like from Christian people. Like if you are a spiritual person such as myself who understands God comes in many forms. So I study everything. I study science, I study religion, I study spirituality. I understand witchcraft. I study everything because there is light and there's darkness. It's called duality. And so you need to I think people of God feel like, oh, I don't need to know about that. Well, okay, girl. Okay, yeah, that's what you want to tell yourself. Um, and a lot of people that are churches, they have issues with that because they want to say you're a witch. So it's like the Salem witch trials all over again. That's what it boils down to. It's like the Salem witch trials all over again. That basically they want to burn people at the stake, but they can't. So we have to crucify you. So how do we do that? Through social media, through humiliation, through slander, through lies, through gossip, through abuse, through discrimination, through a lack of employment, through homelessness. It's just a new way. It's just a new way to do it legally. We can't kill you. We can't publicly. We could publicly humiliate you, but we can't put you in a town square and hang you for everybody to see like we want to. So we'll just post your nudes and sell you on the dark web and tell everybody that you're a whore and that you have diseases and that you're a scammer, and even though that's everything that they are, they'll just tell everybody it's you. So that's how it go. Welcome to my life. But as I said, all of these things are protection. You may not see it that way, but I'm like, hey, your family exiled you because that's not your family. You don't need to be there. Those fake friends are people that you don't need to hang with because they don't like you and they'll kill you clearly. In these communities that are demonic, that are abusive, that are toxic, you don't need to live there. You can't win living in places that are fueled that is fueled by negative behavior. You can't win there. So with that, I've just come to understand that it's all been a gift, man. Yeah, a lot of shit get on my nerves, but it's all been a gift. Like I say, a lot of his stuff I don't even see. But that's the beautiful thing about having a relationship with God is that He sees everything. You know, you may be working the front end, but He got your back. So don't sweat the small stuff or the small people, honey, and just keep it moving. I'm gonna get off here for now. I hope that you all are having a great day and continue to do so. And I plan on doing the same. And until next time, peace.